the responsibility of your top players to win a game down the stretch. You want to feel in control. Can you talk about that feeling a little bit?
When you're not in control?
Both.
When you
Both.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we both have been, very blessed to be in that position to be in control of late game situations, games that come down to the wire. And it's definitely a great feeling when you, like you said, have that control and if I go to this set or if I run this.
Or find this spacing.
If I get spacing, I know exactly how this is going to pill out. Mm-hmm. I know exactly how it's going to pill out by whatever action that I do. I know the reactions.
You win your matchup, and then there's a domino.
And it's a domino effect, and that's a beautiful feeling. And like you said, sometimes every now and then you out there and you like,
yes,
shit, it doesn't feel right.
Right.
It doesn't feel right either from I'm not in a rhythm or you might have a teammate out there that's not in a rhythm, but he's on the floor and you figuring, okay, where do I put him to be able to be best for the other three guys? Or the defense has been, they've been nagging me all game and I don't quite have a feeling, but still the ball is in my hand.
Yes.
I still have to make a play,
Yeah.
And it's like, where do you get it from? And you get it from past experiences.
Yeah.
You get it by trusting the work you just put in. Mm-hmm. You know that no matter what type of rhythm you've been in, what type of game you've had, that you mentioned earlier, the 10,000 hours have been put in.
Right.
Not saying that you're going to hit the game winner, not saying that you're going to actually make the fucking play that makes you guys win. There's times where even with the 10,000 hours, you may have a costly turnover.
Yeah. Plenty.
Plenty. Yeah, plenty. You may, feel like, okay, this is the shot that I finally felt a good rhythm and I got my feet up underneath me and it didn't go in.
Yeah, you can have the feeling and not win.
Right.
But you want the feeling.
Right, you want the feeling. I would much rather have the feeling good and bad.
Yes.
Just give me the feeling.
Yes.
Let me try to figure it out.
Yes.
That's all.
It brings back a lot of memories. I think also you also, when you have that responsibility, you build up enough scar tissue. You know that I can still make the play.
Yeah.
I can still make the play. I haven't made any, but that takes time. That takes mistakes. That takes failure. And it takes the mentality of I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to step up again. It's almost like you have to have wear that badge of honor. I'm willing to fail.
Yep.
I'm willing. I've had a terrible night. I still have got to step up and I fail again when it counts in this game and be able to go back in the locker room, hold your hand up, next game, ready to do it again. If you have that mentality, you build the scars.
No question.
You're able to overcome the tougher times.
No question. Get
right back out there. And then before you know it, I always felt for me, there became a time in my career where close games down the stretch, it felt like a drug. Mm-hmm. You're on it, everything's vibrating.
Yeah.
You just feel at home. Now we're really playing and you're almost you're a character, you feel powerful in a way.
This is what I've been waiting on.
Right?
The rest of the game,
the rest of the game you're playing and you're competing, but then it gets heightened in those moments. And I think that has to be developed through time and scars and failure. And if you have the right approach, you speak a little bit about, and I know it's a little bit off the mid-range, but it all boils into the human element, the psychology of it, a little bit about your way of getting through the early part of your career. I mean, you had a lot of success early, but you definitely have failures when you're young.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the most important thing for me early on in my career was just the feeling of not wanting to let people down. I had to get over that.
100%.
When you don't know quite how to handle that emotion, it's like, oh shit, if I miss this shot, I've let a lot of people down. Or if I make a bad play, I'll let so many people down. I think once I got out of that, and it took years.
Sure.
It took years for me. Even my second time in the finals, my first year with the Heat, I wanted to win so bad that I also had the fear of letting so many people down.
Yeah, I came here, we put this thing together,
and if it doesn't happen, I'll let so many fucking people down. And the hours that I put into my craft, the commitment that I gave to my craft wasn't even the thought which should have been.
Right.
It was more like, oh shit, if I go out and I make a mistake, I'll let them down. If I go out and fuck up, I'll let him down.
Yeah.
Like, instead of just like going out there and just be like, who the fuck gives a fuck?
Yeah.
They don't care.
Right. Right.
You are in the position because of that. And if you do, so be it.
And you still feel bad.
Yeah,
if
absolutely.
You don't get it done, but now you have the resolve to push through.
You have the resolve.
The next
to
night
push
I'm doing
through.
the same
Yep,
thing, right?
Exactly.
It's interesting. It's funny because I think, and I'm probably butchering this, but I think the Chinese call it a paper tiger. I think the Buddhists call it a double arrow, and it's basically, Mark Twain has this quote like, "I went through an awful lot in my life, and some of it actually happened." It's like our reaction, right? It's our reaction thing. So you're reacting not to all the work you've put in. You're reacting to the perception.
Yeah, the perception.
Well, I don't want to let people down. I think we're similar in that way. Whereas I think other people like I don't think Kobe gave a shit.
At all.
I think that's what part of his brilliance. I don't think Michael gave a shit. Like that's a part of their brilliance. In a way, other people, we had to get the scars through that stuff, right? And so I was the same way. I think you perseverate on the negative rather than I'm building towards something here. Right? I'm building towards something here. I'm putting in the time. Rely on the work. Don't rely on the perception.
For sure.
This false reality, and I think it's funny. I mean, we're getting into the mind here a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, mind the game.
Mind the game. But
no, I mean, but I agree. Like it takes, like the best teacher in life is experience, and it just takes. It takes time. It takes time for you to depend on. Everybody is a different individual. Everybody's mindset and the way we're wired, our wiring are all different. And it takes more time for certain individuals to get to that point, to be able to have that. You need the scar tissue built up and able for you to be able to persevere through.
That's right.
And it took me time, 6, 7, 8 years into my professional career to finally get to a point where even if I did kind of zone out a little bit, I knew, exactly how to I know how to get back in there. I know how to get back into the rim of things. It was a flick. I was
refocus right away.
Yeah, refocus. Oh, I've been there before.
Yeah.
You've been there before. Okay, what is it that you can refocus? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think it took time for for me to get to that point. And but I think experience, man. We all will get to a point. For the younger generation ball players, when you guys coming up, men and women, you will know when that moment is for you, that it just clicks, and you be able to go about it that day, that night you playing.
You can always lean on that.
You can lean on that, and it don't matter if you win, lose, or draw that game. If you're put in that position the next night, okay, boom, I know what to do now.
That's right.
And if it don't go that way, okay, we play again in 2 days. I'm ready for that moment. We all get to the point where we feel it, we know it, and we know how to handle it.